What's going on, you guys? Your boy Big Dog here, the Living Cinema Score, back with a spoiler-filled review for Avengers Endgame. So if you have not seen the film, I highly recommend you leave this video, go watch the movie, come back, and join me to talk about these spoilers. Spoilers. I'm gonna dive straight into it. I love the movie. I uploaded my review, my non-spoiler review, and I talked about it. But now that I've slept on it, I think I like the movie even more because I just go back and reflect on some of the things. I'm just gonna dive right in, like the beginning scene where we see Hawkeye and we see his whole family disappear. What are the chances his whole family disappeared? And like it's crazy because it lets you know what kind of movie you're in for. Because like I said this before, this movie is filled with like the emotional stuff. There's so many emotional moments. There's so many moments where there's nothing going. It's just the characters dialogue, where you just see the characters interacting. Now a couple, like when they said they showed like most of the stuff was from the first 15 minutes of the movie, they weren't lying. Only stuff that weren't from probably like the first 15 minutes of the movie, or 15 minutes or so, 15, 20 minutes of the movie or so, was like the scenes where they show you where like they're battling Thanos, and like down where you see Thanos come down, when you see Cap like tighten up his shield, which is amazing. Captain America was amazing. Like I'm not a huge my favorite Marvel characters are probably like Spider-Man and the X-Men. But wow, what they did with Captain this, man, that gave me a new level of, I ain't gonna even say respect, but just like admiration for the guy. You know what I'm saying? Because they really justified what who Cap is. Another thing was, if you're just gonna be honest, people, Ant-Man saved the day. Like, if it was not for Ant-Man, this movie was over. I mean, the world was over. I know we think Peter, because if Peter would have, Star-Lord, if he wouldn't have did what he did, we wouldn't have had this movie. But if it wasn't for Ant-Man, we probably would have had this either. Because if it wasn't for him saying, like, yo, time works different in the quantum realm, and then, you know what I'm saying, we have to get the quantum suits. And I like how it just wasn't just so easy for them to go get Tony. He'd be like, oh, yeah, cool. You know what I'm saying? Because Tony didn't even go with them to seek them. Like, let's have to talk about that moment. 22 days after the initial snap, Captain Marvel comes, who I have to give credit. I wasn't a huge fan of her movie or her in her movie, but in this I liked her a whole lot more. Still feel like they didn't develop her character any. Like she still doesn't know defeat. She still kind of feels untouchable. But that's something I'm gonna get to in a little bit. When there's something I kind of wish they would have did at the end, even though the ending of me was perfect. There's something I kind of wish they would have did. But yeah, they go and she's like, let's go get him. And Thanos is there, and like he's chilling, like he's literally just he's barely walking. I'm thinking like, damn, it's the damage from the time he initially used the snap. And it's worse because like his whole ears burnt, the whole side of his face messed up, ears burnt off. And then they come in, they choking him. Thor chops off his hand, and he tells him like, "I used the stones to destroy the stones. It's over. I did what I did." And like he's just sitting there, everybody's just in like, he's lying, and they tells him like, "My father's a lot of things, but liar isn't one of them." He's like, "Thank you, daughter. Maybe I shouldn't have mistreated." And then he gets his daughter, chops his head off. He's like, what did you do?" Went for the head. But that ultimately spirals Thor down a path that a lot of people don't like. And it's like, Thor look like me, hell, fat. You know what I'm saying? It's like, what is that? He drinks. I don't drink, but like, and it's 5 years later. When it fast forward 5 years later, everybody just looking like, well, after Thanos got his head chopped off, everybody in the theater like, what the hell just happened? And I'm lost too. I'm like, oh shit, what did just happen? Yeah, nobody at that moment, that's when you thought all your theories and everything you thought goes out the window. And now you just, and I like that because it's like, everybody thinking like, oh, this is going to happen, this is going to happen. At that moment, it's like, boom, all your theories gone out the window. Let's go. You know what I'm saying? And it's, oh man, it's so much to cover in this. So I'm just gonna have to jump around. Oh man, there's so much. The way they use the time stones, and we're going back and see stuff from Avengers. We're going back and we see stuff from Guardians of the Galaxy. It's just different places, different times, different people. You know what I'm saying? These are events we didn't see, and everything that happened didn't necessarily happen because they just went back and put the time stones where they got them at. So nothing really changes. But we just seeing like certain moments like the scene with the Hulk in the stairs, insane. That's another problem some people seem to have it, like the Professor Hulk. Me personally, I didn't really care for it as well because I've always I like Smash Hulk. You know what I'm saying? I like, you know what I'm saying, out of control, super strong, get angry and get stronger Hulk. You know what I'm saying? Professor Hulk to me seems like a weaker version of the Hulk, and he didn't even. I was expecting two people that didn't get their moment with Thanos that I was hoping did were probably Drax and Hulk. Because one, in Infinity War, Thanos beat the shit out the Hulk. So I'm thinking like, okay, maybe you're gonna get a rematch. And Drax is like, gotta kill his family. So it's like that's one person who I feel like had a real thing against Hulk, but it's so many people and so many characters, it's kind of hard to like cover all that, and I understand it, you know what I'm saying? So I'm not going to, it's not a gripe, it's just something I noticed. Oh my God, it's so many different things that we can talk about. Another one, I think, I just kind of want to go to the last scene, the end battle scene, because that was amazing. Even before that, and I thought one of the most clever things that this movie did was the whole stuff with Nebula. The stuff with Nebula was, you didn't think of that because the fact that you have two Nebulas in the same time, and like, oh, okay. And he rushed into that Nebula and saw our entire memory. He sees everything that happens. And I'm like, oh, okay, so this is that Thanos. So that Thanos gonna come to the. Oh, and when Thanos showed up, after the Hulk snapped and brought everybody back, his arm is a wreck. Like you have to be very, very powerful to be able to wield the Infinity Stones. That's just the truth. Hulk snapped everybody. You saw Barton's family calling him, which was like where his wife called him. It's like, bro, that is super dope. Even though I'm trying to see how was her phone, who paid her phone bill, you know what I'm saying? How was her phone still charged? I'm just saying, brother. I'm just saying. Let's be honest. Man, let me put a pin in that and go back to when Black Widow died. You know, I actually got that kind of spoiled for me because I was on Twitter and I was typing in Black Clover. It's an anime that I watch. And as soon as I typed in Black, the first thing popped up is Black Widow dies. So I'm like, I'm hoping that don't happen then. So when they got the Vormir, I kind of like, I guess it was true, but it hits because it's like she's one of the people who didn't really have anybody. Barton, Ronan, or whatever you want to call him, still had his family. You know what I'm saying? Like, he had somebody to live for. And I'm not saying Natasha didn't, but it was like, I respect for what she did. She's like, oh, you have someone. You have a family to go back to. I don't. You know what I'm saying? It's pretty sad. She died the same way Gamora did. And Gamora's dead as well. Jesus. It's crazy because you get emotional thinking about it. And I'm not doing that for crying and things, but there was some people bawling out their eyes. I'm talking about legit, like super crying. Not that scene, but like when Iron Man died, yeah, that was one of those ones. And like I said, the stuff with Thanos where he tracks him down, he goes through and Barton out there looking, and then Thanos comes down and he just sits his little, his little Darth Maul saber down, puts his helmet off, and just sits down like, hey, this is the only way it's gonna be. I'm gonna have to whoop these niggas' ass. Like, it's just so, I love him. Like, Thanos is one of my favorite villains. He just sits down like, yeah, I'm gonna have to step on these boys whenever they come out. And Thor, Captain America, Iron Man all come. And like, Thor's like, no more. He had got Mjolnir back, and he had Stormbreaker, and he called the lightning. He was ready, and like they all walked up, and he's just like, Thanos just put on his helmet, and they get to going at it, and I'm loving it. Like I'm talking about, I'm loving it. And a lot of people was like, where was Captain Marvel when the fight first started? My thing was like, she probably had to notice. Like once the snap happened to bring everybody back, she probably was noticing like people coming back like, oh, they must did it. Let's go. She probably was thinking to come back to celebrate. When she gets there, it's like it's a whole war going on, which I enjoyed. Like I said, I really enjoyed her so much more in this movie, even though I still don't feel like her character got developed much. You know what I'm saying? I just liked what she did. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? I liked her strength on display in this movie more. You know what I'm saying? Even like I said, even though I still don't feel like they developed the character still kind of overconfident because she hasn't really taken an L. But I still liked her strength on display more. And there was a moment where I think I would love to know how a female's take on it, how they felt when like the scene where like all the women of the MCU were like on display together and like going at it like that. That was super super dope. Oh Jesus Christ, that end fight scene had so many different moments, and like the Cap was defeated. Like Cap was defeated. When Cap used Mjolnir though, everybody still lost their fucking mind. Bro, he caught us. I'm not a huge Cap fan, but when Cap caught Mjolnir, I was losing it. I said, oh God, Cap is the man. Cap threw his shield, then threw Mjolnir, hit it to get the shockwave to bring Thanos to his knees, then grabbed Mjolnir back and hit him. I said, Cap, what did you do? You applied Cashapp. It was, oh God, it was so good. And then he was broken. Iron Man's down, Thor's down, and it's just Cap. And the army, like Thanos got his whole army ready. They finna, like, Cap stands no chance. He ties up his shield. And then you hear Sam. It's a callback when Sam says, on your left. And he looks and he sees T'Challa, Okoye, and Shuri coming through. Then you see Wong, you see Spider-Man, you see the Guardians, you see everybody. You see the Wakandians, like you see the Wizards, you see everybody, and that was just like a big ass war scene, which was amazing. It was fucking amazing, bro. And one of my favorite moments. Oh my God, I could talk about this movie for hours on end. But the moment between Scarlet Witch, when she says, this is why I love Thanos. When Scarlet Witch said, you took everything from me. There we go, two were face to face, our eyes were going red. I said, oh yeah, I'm thinking she's gonna kill the entire army, if I'm being honest, because she's that powerful. But she got face to face with Thanos and she said, you took everything from me. That nigga Thanos said, I don't even know you. No, I lost it. That boy Thanos said, I don't even know you, cuz. What are you talking about? Yo, she started immediately whooping his ass. Threw two big boulders that he cut through both of them bitches. But yeah, Thanos said, rain fire. She's like, sir. Corvus Glaive like, sir, but our troops. Just do it. I remember this movie so vividly. Every single thing about it. Oh, man. And like the way it capped out. One thing, I was like, how the hell did... Oh, but do you have Thanos versus Captain Marvel, because everybody I wanted Captain Marvel to lose. I'm not gonna lie. I thought we were gonna have it early in the movie so she could be humbled and be like, yo, I can't. Because I feel like she still kind of gets that the feeling like she can do everything by herself and she's stronger than everybody because she haven't faced anyone stronger than her. You know what I'm saying? So when her and Thanos going at it and Thanos headbusts her and she doesn't fucking move like on some BBS type stuff when Batman got the punch of Superman out the kryptonite ran out and like you like, oh, and it's not moving on thing, bending is his fist. Thanos had that moment. But Thanos is very smart. Thanos immediately took the Power Stone out the glove and punched. I said, this dude too cold. He too cold. He too good. Oh, man. Dude. And the moment, the moment Spider-Man comes, he's talking to Tony, and Tony just looks at him and hugs him. I promise you, I cannot name every single moment in this movie because that would be for an hour and 30-minute review, and y'all not gonna watch that long. I just know it. But like when Thanos thought he had the gloves and he snapped, he realized there's no stones in his glove, and Iron Man had them all. I don't know how Iron Man stole all those gloves at once because it'd be pure hard to take those things off. So I don't know how he just got all of them off. But when he put them on, and he said, I'm Iron Man. I gave the movie an A yesterday, man. It's finna get an A+ today, man. I'm sorry, man. I apologize for giving the movie an A, man. You gotta get an A+. I'm sorry. The ending was too perfect. The ending was too perfect. The way it ended with Cap and Sam and the funeral. It was too perfect. I apologize for giving this movie an A. I am an idiot. I was tired last night. It was 5 o'clock in the morning. I was tripping. The movie is an A+, man. It was so good. It was so good. Oh God, listen. I know I didn't cover everything. Oh my God, I didn't even cover Valkyrie pulling in on a horse with the wings. I'm sorry, man. It's just so much, man. I really wish I could sit in the room with y'all and just talk about this movie and just all of us just geek out. But this is all we got. We just got YouTube in the comment section. So go down there and comment with your thoughts on the film, man. Hit that like button, subscribe to my channel. I'll catch up with you guys later, man.